Hello, hello. Welcome back. Amy Ruggieri with the Ruggieri Group. I am joined this morning with my great friend, Rachel Dursey, Effortless Budgeting. And today we are coming to you with a fun topic, the topic that every single couple loves to talk about. I laugh a little as I say that. Rachel's laughing because we know what that topic is. The topic is money, right? It's the one thing that everybody wants to really ignore talking about. If we're being honest, it's not a fun discussion, but it can be a fun discussion. And Rachel and I are going to jump on and share with you guys a couple minutes today about what we've learned through our professional experience about talking about money, the benefits of it, and how you guys can learn to love it the same way that we learn to love it, right? And I know that for me, I haven't always loved talking about money, but I do now. And so, Rachel, go ahead, kick us off, introduce us, who you are, tell us a little bit about what you do, and let's get started.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks, Amy. I am super excited to talk about this topic. Again, I'm Rachel, and I am a financial wellness coach. My business is Effortless Budgeting, and I work with couples and individuals to help them reach their financial goals. And I have a passion for all of that, but I have a specific passion for helping couples learn how to have that money conversation, especially if one part of the couple is really interested in it, but just not sure how to get it started, then I would be very excited to work with you. So so I actually just posted yesterday on my Instagram and Facebook about a recent report I just read with some stats around the money conversation with couples. So I'm going to switch over here and sort of read through this to make sure I don't miss anything. But a recent CNBC report said that people are 10 times more likely to break up if they think their partner is bad with their finances. And it also found that 20% of people believe their partner is financially irresponsible. Now, 20%, this was a small group of people, right? I think they said they surveyed maybe 1,000 people or something. So, it's probably much larger than that. And of those people they surveyed, 20% thought their partner was financially irresponsible, but how many of them thought they themselves were financially irresponsible? So, and that first stat really is what's staggering to me. People are 10 times more likely to say, I don't want to be in this relationship if they feel like their partner is not financially stable. But how do we know our partner is financially stable or not, or healthy or whatever, if we never talk about it, right?
Sure.
And what I always like if, and I am of the mindset that you have this conversation early on. You don't wait till you're married. You don't wait till you have that first big financial, you don't wait till you're buying a house or whatever. Have it soon, because if this is a person who you think potentially is going to be somebody you're going to spend your life with, why not include money into that? It's such a big topic. And I think it's sort of shoved down people's throats, and people know that finances are sort of the number one reason that people break up. But that is true. That is a real thing. That is not something that is just made up. That is repeatedly in studies over and over and over again. It's found that finances is the number one reason. And my mindset is the actual money, the debt, the income, that is not the reason that people break up. It's the lack of communication around it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. You know what, Rachel, I get excited when I hear the word communication because I talk about communication all the time. Communication is everything, really, in every situation. You think about it, relationships, business, spiritual life, communication becomes really important. And if you can't openly and honestly communicate, we all know what happens when dishonesty happens. All it does is it digs us deeper, right? And it's like, if I'm doing that with somebody else, bless you. If I'm doing that with somebody else, same, it's awful. I'm probably doing it with myself.
Yeah.
And that's a deep issue. I mean, it's deeper than the money issue. That's like a psychological issue a little bit, right? And so what do you say about correcting that? What's your advice? I know I have some advice on it. What would you say to somebody if they were struggling with that?
I mean, first of all, like, I think that just as I said, like, I don't believe that the actual physical money is what's causing people to break up. It's the communication. I also feel like the reason that folks get into some trouble is, they get into debt or they spend all their money or whatever, is number one, a lack of education, but number two, that mindset that
Yeah.
saying to themselves things like, I deserve this. I'm not going to worry about this right now. I have other things going on. I'm just going to push it away, or this feels good to spend this, so that's fine. Or so what? Everyone has debt. Who cares? I don't need to be perfect. So it's all these things that we're telling ourselves. But at the end of the day, when you go to bed, do you feel good about your decisions, and are you comfortable enough to have a great night's sleep and you have no stress over it?
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's proven time and time again that money really does cause a lot of stress for folks. So you have to dig deeper. And I do dig deeper with my clients. It's not just about, okay, this is your debt, and this is what you should start paying off, and this is how you should do it. Like, this is how much money you should put towards it. Let's go back. Like, let's talk about your childhood. How was money handled then? And can you see a correlation? Again, I've told my story on here before, but I grew up very poor. And before I had any idea what money was even used for as a small child, I knew that money meant stress. And so I grew up to, number one, be very interested in all this stuff. And that's why I've taught myself, because I was like, I don't want to live like that when I get older. But it also caused some psychological issues where I was terrified to spend a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, right? I had a lot of money saved up, but it literally stressed me out when I had to go buy a new pair of tennis shoes, or I had to go do something. Because we all have to spend money at times, right? There's no way around it. And we all should also spend fun money. But I was terrified to do any of that. So I was not living my best life because I was carrying a lot with me. So there's like all that underlying stuff, which is why I really, really encourage folks, if they're looking to have this conversation with their partner, to come and get some help, whether that be me or somebody else, because to dig into you separately first before you have that conversation with your partner could be really helpful. Like, how do you feel about money? Why do you feel that way about money? We just have to dig deeper. And so, when I'm asking people to make goals for themselves, financial goals, I ask them to dig deeper too. Okay, I want to pay off debt. Okay, why? What does that mean for you?
Yeah.
What is that going to get you? What are you going to do with that money once it's paid off? Why is this important? It's not just, I want to pay off debt because I don't want to have those bills, but we got to dig a little deeper. So we got to figure out why. So you just have to be willing to be very open. You've got to open your brain, you've got to open your mind to just be understanding that it's not simply just the actual physical dollars that are coming in and out. It's deeper than that.
Yeah. And being vulnerable. I think being vulnerable is it's very difficult. We like to protect ourselves, and it's one of those things that it's a little intimate to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And those past hurts, being able to, move past those into a position of strength and knowledge. And I had posted this, and we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up with this, unless there's anything else that you wanted to share, Rachel. But I had posted on our Facebook group the other day, our Smart Money Moves group, that financial planning, very little of financial planning is about the actual products that people have. Planning is really about two things. It's the mindset, and you mentioned it, the why. If I don't have a why to get me excited and to carry my excitement, I will divert from the plan. And so it's not about having a product, it's about having a plan. And more importantly, it's a plan that you can stay excited about for the long term. And I love that. I love that you mentioned having a coach, having a guide, somebody that can get your mind turning and going into directions that maybe you didn't consider or think about. Right.
Yep.
That perspective is so healthy. It's so good.
Yes. I mean, how often do we just sit around and really think deep thoughts about all of these things and come to good conclusions? I mean, that's why therapists exist. That's why we
money therapy.
Family. I mean, we need outside people. That's just a reality. And it is really important to find someone who you feel comfortable with, because it is
Yeah.
going to be at times an uncomfortable conversation and you are going to feel vulnerable. The
Yep.
good thing is the more often you have it, the easier it is.
Easier it gets every time. Yep.
I just want to bring it back real quick to the couples though, and just say, if this is, so I feel very passionate and excited to help folks talk to their partners about this for many reasons. But one is like this person could be a great partner in your money situation. They could help you and you could help them. I mean, when I met my current partner, he had not tons and tons of debt, but he had some debt.
Sure.
And we worked together. And so I didn't give him money to pay off his debt, but we worked together and I supported him and I helped him pay it off much sooner than if he would have tried to go it alone. And I have friends that just, for some reason, just are very uncomfortable talking to their partner. And so they're trying to go through all of this alone and they're not utilizing that support, that literally built-in support system that they have, that lives with them, to help them through this. And if you talk about it early on, it gets so much easier when you do have to have those tough money conversations, or when you have to spend a lot of money on a house repair or something like that. And you all can just work together and be partners. I mean, that's why we're choosing people to live our lives with, right?
Right.
To support each other and to help us through life and to feel good. And so it's just so important to be able to rely on your partner when it comes to money situations.
Yeah, that feeling of accomplishment together is such a special thing to be able to share, and looking back and say, wow, look how far we came and we did it together. It's always more fun when you do it with someone special.
I always have my clients have goals together. They can have separate goals, but also you got to have a goal or two that's together.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks so much, Rachel. This is always so much fun. Real quick before we wrap up, just share, where can we find you? Where can we follow you?
Yep. Again, my business is Effortless Budgeting. So everything is pretty simple from there. It's effortlessbudgeting.com, and Instagram and Facebook, Effortless Budgeting. And actually I have LinkedIn. I don't use it quite as often, but it's just my name, like Rachel Dorsey. It's not my business, but I do post some money stuff on there too.
Awesome. Thanks. And you can follow myself and our group, Amy Ruggieri, on Instagram, on Facebook. And we also have a Facebook group, Smart Money Moves / the Ruggieri group. And you can follow us there to help normalize the money conversation. Awesome. Thanks so much, Rachel. We'll catch you next week.
Amy. All right. Bye.
See you guys.